Abrego Garcia, the Maryland man who was wrongly deported earlier this year, has been released from an immigration detention center in Pennsylvania. Abrego Garcia appeared at a check-in on Friday in Baltimore, where a judge stopped ICE from re-detaining him, filing a restraining order. This comes after 9 months of legal back and forth and several weeks after a tense hearing between the government and Abrego Garcia's lawyers. The judge calling Abrego Garcia's detention troubling. He spoke outside of the court on Friday.
Estoy aquí como un hombre libre y siempre recuérdenme así, con la cabeza en alto.
I stand before you as a free man, and I want you to remember me this way, with my head held up high.
This comes as the Department of Homeland Security is condemning the judge's decision and promising to fight it in the courts. And joining us now to talk about it all is Zach Schonfeld. He is the courts and legal reporter with The Hill. Zach, thank you so much for joining us here on Capitol Review. You've been following this case extensively, and a judge ruling Friday morning that ICE cannot take Abrego Garcia into custody, filing a restraining order. What happens next here?
Yeah, hey, Haley, this is a lot of developments here in Abrego Garcia's case, one of the most momentous weeks we have seen in this legal battle that stretches all the way back to March. And where we are now is that he has been released from ICE custody in the wake of this judge's order, which was issued Thursday, saying that ICE has no lawful basis to detain him. But when he was released on Thursday evening, he got what's called an order of supervision from ICE. And among those conditions said he had to come back to the Baltimore ICE field office on Friday morning. So that caused a lot of alarm among Abrego Garcia's attorneys. They went back to the judge, raising concerns that at this appointment on Friday morning, they were concerned that without an intervention, that ICE would simply just re-detain him, put him back in custody with the ultimate plan of trying to deport him once again. So they rushed back to the court in Greenbelt, Maryland, and quickly got this restraining order, which is only temporary until the judge can hold a hearing here. But in the meantime, it means that ICE has to let Abrego Garcia walk free following this ICE appointment, and they cannot continue to re-detain him. Now, in terms of the timing of when that hearing takes place, the judge has signaled that it could take place as early as this coming week. She has asked the parties to come back to her with some suggested times. She's also ordered a briefing schedule that extends through early this week. So this case is moving very fast. We could see some new developments even over just the next few days.
Now, Zach, you have clocked some hours in that courtroom following this case for us. Tell me, give me a sense of the emotion that's been seen in the courtroom, particularly from the judge. There's some real frustration.
That's right, Haley. The judge going really all the way back to the spring when this case began, when Abrego Garcia was wrongfully deported to El Salvador, despite an immigration ruling on the books saying he is protected from removal there over fears of his violence due to his family's pupusa business there. And the judge has continued to be frustrated, especially as the Trump administration in recent months has proposed deporting him instead to one of 4 different African countries at times. And the judge has essentially really come down, and she just thinks that the Trump administration is essentially playing games now with Abrego Garcia. And so you see that both at the hearings itself, the judge has gotten exasperated at times, and you also just see that in the tenor of her actual written rulings, both the one on Thursday saying that ICE had no lawful authority to detain him, but also the fact that the judge felt the need on Friday morning to issue this temporary restraining order restricting him from re-detaining him. The judge in this order basically said, I acknowledge the government might not be trying to violate my orders, but the judge still said, given the facts of this case and the history going back to March, she was very concerned that if she didn't, intervene here, that the Trump administration might try to deport him again. So I think the fact just that the judge felt the need to issue this order really just goes to show how frustrated and concerned she is.
Maybe a nice long exhale for the legal team for Abrego Garcia this week, but certainly they can't let their guard down. Still awaiting to see what happens in that hearing that could come in the coming weeks. But he's also subject to a bond agreement for that case in Tennessee. Those charges back in 2021, the traffic stop, the Trump administration purporting that he was acting as a human smuggler. Now, did the Trump administration have a good case here bringing these charges against him, or are people right when they call it a political stunt?
Well, that's really the million-dollar question in this case, Haley, that the judge in Tennessee, who I should point out is a different judge than the judge we've been talking about in Greenbelt, Maryland, who's been handling, the civil case here and in some of these ICE proceedings that Abrego Garcia has been raising concerns about. But instead, this is a separate judge down in Tennessee. We are expecting a ruling here eventually on Abrego Garcia's motion that he is being vindictively prosecuted. The argument from his attorneys is that this criminal case is essentially retribution for the fact that the Trump administration wrongfully deported him to El Salvador, and now Abrego Garcia's lawyers are essentially painting this as a way for the administration to cover up what they say is an embarrassment. Now, that remains to be seen whether that motion is going to succeed. A vindictive prosecution motion requires quite a high bar to succeed, but obviously this is quite a bit of a unique case here. But then, of course, Abrego Garcia still faces the prospect that he may have to go to trial on these criminal charges, potentially as early as next year. So it's really these two cases going on simultaneously in parallel, the criminal case in Tennessee, and then all of this civil case and these ICE proceedings here in Maryland.
Zach, you have been following this since March, and all indications now are that you'll still be following this into 2026. Thank you so much for joining us here on Capitol Review. Zach Schonfeld with The Hill. Thank you so much.
Thank you.